Hey guys, I am back for a part 2 of introducing solids to your baby. I want to first start off with a disclaimer that I do have a 5-month-old and she has recently gotten very loud, so you might hear her in the background and she might make an appearance at some point during this video. But that is mom life, and I am here to be real and share with you both my knowledge and my experience. So I hope you enjoy this video. Now, if you are new, I'm Kathy Brown, registered dietitian, yoga teacher, and a mom, and I am here to share with you evidence-based information about nutrition for both you and your kids. And also share some of my life experiences with you. I know every family, child, person, body is unique and beautiful. So take my recommendations. You can take my recommendations, but also I always encourage to do your own research and follow your own intuition. Because you, after all, know what's best for your body, your family, and your kids. So without further ado, let's get into it. If you have not checked out part 1, go and do so here or here, wherever it is posted, maybe even down here. But today, do that before you watch this video so that all of this makes sense. So today we're going to be continuing on from that video and talking about introducing solids, but also allergies and a little bit about baby led weaning. Because both of those are two really big hot topics that the recommendations have changed recently in like the last 5 or so years. So I just wanted to share some of that with you. So to start off with, let's first talk about allergies. The old recommendation used to be to wait until your child is a year old before introducing any high allergen foods. These are the most common top 8 or 9 allergen foods. Peanuts being a really strong leader in that list. The recommendation now is to actually start introducing these foods when your child starts eating solids. Now, before I get into that, quick disclaimer too is that always talk with your pediatrician before introducing solids, before introducing any high allergen foods, especially if your baby has a higher risk for allergies. Some things that could lead to higher risk being mom and dad have allergies to these foods, premature infants, if there was anything at birth where your baby had different, digestive issues or anything like that, could lead to, or even, breathing difficulties or asthma as a young infant. Those things can carry into risk for allergies as well. So always talk with your pediatrician before introducing any solids at all, but especially high allergen foods. Now, that being said, when you are ready to start introducing these foods, anytime you're introducing foods, it's important to wait 3 to 5 days before introducing another. So, for example, if you are introducing any foods at all, let's say a really common one to start with for people is sweet potato or carrots. So if you start with those foods, we'll talk about how to introduce those foods if you're doing baby led weaning in just a minute. But if you're starting with those foods, take just the sweet potato, introduce it. Wait 3 to 5 days to see if there's any reaction at all. You can keep introducing that food, but don't combine it with another food or do sweet potato one day, carrot the other day, and so on and so forth. Try to introduce the same food for a few days just to make sure. This is extra critical when you're doing high allergen foods just because of their increased risk due to them being common allergens. Again, for example, if you're doing nuts or peanuts or anything. Don't do peanuts, then walnuts, then whatever. Pick one and stick with it. And also start in very, very small quantities. Now, what is a very small quantity? So when you're looking at these high allergen foods, especially nuts. So nuts, right, aren't recommended until beyond a year, whole nuts that is, just because of their high choking risk. So with nuts, you want to either use a powdered form. So peanut butter is really the easiest because they do make powdered peanut butters that you can easily mix in with breast milk or formula. Or you can, if you've already introduced toast, you can spread a little tiny smear of it onto toast, very, very thin. But you do not want to be getting straight peanut butter or those kind of purees because they're very, very sticky and can be a choking hazard as well. So sticking with the peanuts, if you have already introduced things like oats or banana, you can make really simple soft cookies by mixing a little bit of peanut butter with banana and oats and then baking them. And it's a really nice way to then introduce peanuts because it's in a package and so on. So I'm getting a little bit off track. Quantities. So start very small. So if you started, for example, if you started your baby with purees, for example, you didn't just start off with, giving them 4 tablespoons of food. You started off with maybe a teaspoon and they might have only eaten a bite or 2. If you started them right off with Baby Led Weaning and you gave them, a stick, about yay long, that was really soft carrot or sweet potato, then, they might have gotten, a fraction of it actually into their mouth because they're still figuring out how to grab and, it's mushy and so it'll squeeze between their fingers as soon as they pick it up. So they're not going to be getting a lot of it. So if you are starting with these types of things, start with like a teaspoon quantity. Or if you are doing baby led weaning, they don't offer too much, but they most likely won't get much of it into their mouth. I think about it off the top of my head for allergies. Opportunity number 1, to leave a comment below if you have any other questions about introducing high allergen foods. Now, part 2, going into baby led weaning. Okay, baby led weaning. This is honestly a really fun topic for me. I really, really have loved researching baby led weaning. One second. So baby led weaning, the reason I love it so much is because from a dietitian perspective is that it encourages really healthy eating behaviors. Okay, baby gets to choose what they are eating off of their plate and how much, so baby gets to choose how much and what they're eating, which is so important for their own self-confidence, their self-esteem, and just being able to be strong in their opportunities to eat as they get older. So sorry about all the light changes, by the way. It's a really cloudy day today, so like half my face is lit. Very sorry. But anyways, and it also really helps with hunger and fullness regulation. So they get to really keen in on their hunger and fullness cues. Outside of just the nutritional benefits, actually one more nutritional benefit is that baby is very, very good at knowing what their body needs. Well, I guess baby doesn't know, but they're cueing into their body's cues a lot better than we as adults do. And so they know instinctively what their bodies need. So you'll see that baby will choose the same foods over and over and over again for a few days or even a week or so. And then all of a sudden they don't like that food anymore and they go on to something else. And this is that natural process that they go through that makes sure that they get all the nutrients that they need. So, beyond nutritional benefits, they get to explore all of these amazing textures when they're eating, right? So how would you feel if someone just started shoving the same consistency of food into your mouth and it just had different flavors? Like, that wouldn't be very fun, would it? It's a lot more fun to feel and to touch and to bring that food to your mouth and experience all these different textures and colors. Like, texture is more than just what you feel. You can see texture, right? And it really helps with their little fine motor skills and their finger development. And again, their self-confidence in being able to feed themselves instead of being reliant on someone else to feed them. So lots and lots of benefits to baby-led weaning. There's a lot of different information out there. One of my favorite resources is Plant-Based Juniors. I'll leave a link to their Instagram below. They have a lot of awesome ideas on how to cut and prepare foods for baby-led weaning, but also how to build a very healthy plate. They have some really good resources, and baby-led weaning is just awesome. The other thing I wanted to mention before we go today is that you want to start with very soft cooked pieces, but large, so that because babies they start with those gross motor skills, and then they eventually get into the fine motor skills. So gross motor being like kind of whole hand grabbing, and then eventually they'll learn to pinch with their fingers, and that would be more of a fine motor skill. And so what you want to do is make things a little bit bigger so that they can grab it with their whole hand to start off with. And as they develop those fine motor skills, you can give them smaller and smaller pieces. But always make sure that the food is cooked so soft and soft enough that you can just mash it between your fingers, because baby doesn't have any teeth yet. And so we want to make sure it will easily swallow. So that is everything that I have to say. Again, from what I have on the top of my head right now. So if you have any questions, whether it's baby-led weaning or introducing high allergen foods, let me know in the comments, and I am happy to make another video. I'm trying to get out 2 videos a month, and so far it's working. But yeah, this one's going a little bit longer than I usually do, and that's okay. I had a lot of information to share. So again, leave a comment below with any questions you have about either baby-led weaning or introducing those high allergen foods, or any questions you might have in general about nutrition. One other thing, I am starting a beta course on helping busy moms eat healthy. So you, mom, fuel yourself as well. I know it's hard. I'm even struggling as well, but I've put it out there on my Facebook page to ask busy moms what their biggest struggles are with nutrition, and I received some awesome feedback. So I'm going to be building a course. So if you are interested in being a beta tester for free, completely free, all I ask is that you write me a testimonial and provide some feedback. But if you are interested, check out my Instagram page below and send me a message letting me know that you are interested. So I'd love to hear from you. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, subscribe, ring that bell, do all the things. This is old news now. We know how to do all this. So yeah, connect with me. I'd love for you to be a part of this course and help you as a busy mom fuel yourself, because we're very occupied with making sure our kids are eating healthy. But mom, I see you, I feel you, and you need to eat healthy as well. So until next time, I'll see ya.